Hello everyone and welcome. If you can hear me, please let me know in the comments box. So we're going to start very soon. There's one thing that I forgot to watch and to do, and this is very frustrating. I need to send a notification to let people that I'm on live and I haven't done that. So I'll just quickly do that. So today we're going to start off with announcements, and then we're going to do a tutorial, and then we're going to finalize with a question and answer session. Okay. Right. Wayne, good to see you. You said loud and clear. Awesome. Shanur, I think it's Radar, I think. Thank you very much for tuning in. That's really awesome. Right. Let's see. Let me just send this notification out quickly, and then we'll get up and running right away. So the tutorial that we'll be doing today is about video backgrounds. I know it's something that we haven't touched on before, but this is something that can enhance your design. So this is what I'll be teaching you today, how to add your video backgrounds onto your websites and your hero images, your hero areas. Okay, in fact, you know what? Let us go in and let's get started. Kirk, good to see you. Awesome. Right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to my dashboard, and we are going to start with a brand new page, and then on that page we're just going to design the whole page like from scratch. But the main thing is to show you how to add this video background. So it's something that you can apply today after you've watched this video if you haven't done it before, but it's really cool. So let's go ahead and let's get started. So before we begin, today's episode is made possible by divicake.com. Check out their huge selection of Divi themes, layouts, and plugins. The link to that will be in the description below. All right, so right now I'm here on my website. So this is my basic demo website that I normally use. So what we're going to do here is we're going to come over here to pages, click on add new, because we just want to start off on a blank page. However, you can also do this to an existing page. So you can go to an existing page on your website and make these changes. Okay, let's just take a look here. Rito, awesome. Rito, good to see you. And Rito is from Switzerland. Awesome. Okay. Chanel was waiting for me since morning. Right, awesome guys. Right, let's get started. So let's create our brand new page here. Right, so we're just going to call this page VB for video background. Click on use the Divi builder. Right, so now with the Divi builder there, what I normally do is, as you know by now, I prefer using the visual builder. This is where pretty much everything is going. So you want to make sure that you use the visual builder. It's got more options. So I'm going to click here on use the visual builder. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to build this from scratch. However, you can also start from a pre-made layout. It's always a good idea to start with a pre-made layout because it has all the margins. It has everything all set ahead of time. So that as well is could be a good thing. But I'm going to build this from scratch. Right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a single column. And in this column, we're going to add a call to action. Okay, so let's start off by customizing our call to action here. So I'm just going to go to Lorem 2. I'm just going to copy a bunch of text here, like that. Now, the reason why I use Lorem 2 is because I'm not very good at typing fast. So this just makes things easier for me. Right, so now I'm just going to add the title And our title is going to go there. And we can also have a button here. So let's call this Get Started. Right, so for the button to show, you need to come over here to link. And then you want to add a link in here. So for now, I'm just adding a blank link. In fact, that's the wrong place. It needs to be in the button link URL, okay? Just like that. And then that button is going to show. So the next thing now is to just customize this, this call to action. Right, now before I do that, this thing keeps coming up. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and disable this ConvertKit thing because it keeps showing up. Right, so I'm just going to save this page and exit the Visual Builder. Now, if you can see this screen clear, please let me know, because right now in my demo screen, it doesn't show very well. So if you can see what I'm doing here, if you can see this page clearly, please let me know in the comments box. Right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on Edit Page and then remove that opt-in. So I'm going to scroll all the way down here, and there's ConvertKit, and just say none. So now we don't have that opt-in on that page. Okay, so we're going to go back to the Visual Builder and continue working on this. Now, the video I'm going to use is going to determine what type of, what color my text is going to be. Now, before I move on, let me just make sure that everyone can see what I'm doing here on screen step by step. Let's see. Okay, it appears somewhat blurry. Okay, let's have a look here and see what we can do. Okay, actually, it's not set to HD. I think this should be fine now. Okay, right. Let me know if this is better now. Rita also says the quality of the video is very bad. Okay, let's take a look now and let me know if this has improved, because I've just changed the settings of my stream. So is that better? Can you see the whole screen? And also, is it much better? Let me know if it's much clearer before I continue. Okay, I'm just looking at the comments now. Right, Wayne says not better at all, not much better. Right, this is strange. Okay, you know what? Let me, just bear with me and let me change something quickly here. Well, this seems to be fine. Okay, let's take a quick look here on... Okay, can you try refreshing your pages, because I've just turned this from the normal 24p to HD. So please. Okay, Brenda here says changed my YouTube settings and you're now very clear. So guys, please change your YouTube settings. On the bottom there's a little cog. If you click on that, you should be able to turn this stream into HD. I don't know why it defaults to 240p, which is very low quality. So please do that, or refresh your page and see if that's better. Okay, and let me know. Okay, so Wayne says much better. Change YouTube settings. Okay, cool. Shanul, we'll be talking about the membership just after this tutorial. So just bear with me. Okay, Rita also says now change the qualities now. Okay, awesome. Okay, I'll show the screen again. Right, so that's the screen. Okay, so right now, as I mentioned, the background video is going to determine the color of my text that I'm going to have, because it's very, very important to have good contrast. Okay, you want to make sure that people can read what's on your screen or what's on your website easier. Okay, so one more time here, I'm just going to take a quick look and see if we're all on the same page, because this is going to be very important. Okay, looks like everything is fine now. Right, so let's continue with the tutorial. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to add a video background. So I'm going to come over here to my section settings, click on background, and then I'm going to go to the third tab. This is the video background tab. In fact, the fourth tab, that's the video background tab. So here you want to click on add background video. And right now I've got a video that I downloaded onto my media library. Okay, I'm going to click upload a video. Right, so we can see here that the video is now playing there in the background. Great. So the next thing we need to do here is to come over here to our image. So I'm just going to choose an image here as my placeholder image. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll down and see if I can just choose any. Okay, so I'm going to go with that as my placeholder image. Okay, that's right. So now that we have this, the next stage now is to just save this and then try and create more space here. Okay, so I'm going to save, and then I'm going to come over here to my module settings and remove this background color here. Okay, so I'm going to go in to background, and then I'm just going to drag the slider all the way down so it becomes transparent. Now, I mentioned that the color that we're going to be using here is going to determine, the background video is going to determine what color we're going to use. So now that I can see that the background here is light and the video background is very light, my text here needs to be really dark. Okay, so the next stage is to go into design, text. We're going to change the color from light to dark. And of course, you can also change that color to whatever color you want. So now it's time to customize this text. So hopefully we are all on the same page. Can you follow me okay so far? Am I moving too fast? Are we all on the same page? Let me know in the comments box. Agante, yes, you do need a code. I will give you a code in a minute after this tutorial. But if you want to go in straight away and add that code for the membership, it's MAKU5. Okay, that's the code. Right, so let's continue here with the tutorial. So it looks like everything is okay. Right, it's not filling the whole screen. Right, not sure why it's not very clear for you guys, but it's something that I want to take a look at and see if I can fix that, because ideally I would like these live streams to be like really crystal clear as I'm showing you what I'm doing step by step. Okay, so in fact, before I continue, let me just do one more thing here and see if I can change my screen size. Right, hopefully this would work. Okay, so right, so how does that look? Is that much better? Okay, so let's continue here. So what I'm going to do next is to go in and add my font onto this. So I am going to click this little brush tool here so I can go directly to that heading. So for this, I'm going to use Poppins as I did before. And over here, we're going to make this ultra bold, all caps. Okay, so we want our title nice and big. And then over here on the text size, I'm going to make it big as well. 34. Now, before we we continue, we'd like to come over here to the different mobile devices, the different screen sizes, and also make adjustments to that. So I'm going to click here, go to tablet, and I can see here on the tablet that things are okay. And then over here on the phone, I think that looks fine as well. Okay, so that's looking great. Moving on, let's go ahead and adjust this description text here. I'm going to click here on this little brush tool. Okay, so let me just make sure you can all see my screen. Okay, Kirk says everything is the same. It's a shame, you know? All right, okay. You know what? I'll just try and continue, and hopefully what I could do is I could redo the tutorial so you can see it much clearer. Okay, so now it's time to adjust. Now it's time to adjust the text that we have here right there in the middle. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, in fact, okay, so let's adjust this text. So first of all, I'm going to come over here to my default font, change this to Poppins, and then I'm going to increase the size. So let's make it about, let's say about 18. Oh yeah, 18 is fine. But of course, these sizes you need to be playing around with the different sizes. Okay, so that 18 looks fine. And then if I scroll down here, I can go in and customize the button, but we're going to do the button later. Okay, so now that we have all this, that's looking great. I am going to go ahead now and save. Next, I'm going to go back over here to my section settings, click on background, and let's see what we can do with this video. Okay. So hopefully we are able to add an overlay here or a gradient onto that video. So let's see how that works. So I'm going to click here on this plus button, and I'm going to scroll down and click on place gradient above image. Okay, so I've just realized now that that gradient does not work on a video background. So the videos that you're going to choose here are going to be videos that either dark or bright, so that whatever text you have here is easier to read. But you know what? I'm not done yet, because I want to show you another way of making this look really, really awesome. Okay, so let's leave this video as it is right now. We have very few settings to play around with here, so that's not a problem. So I'm just going to save this. Okay, now let me show you another way of making this really pop out and look really nice. Okay, so what you want to do is to come over here into your module settings, add a background to that. So I'm going to come over here to background, and then I'm going to add a color. In fact, I'm adding the background to the wrong thing. It needs to be here on my row. So I'm going to come over here to row settings, click on background, and then add my color. Okay. So right now, I know it looks crazy because it's a really solid color. And by doing that, it's blocking what's happening in the background. So this is where now you want to be creative and play around with your background, with your transparency settings. I don't know if you can see this on the video, but I'm dragging this transparency slider down. Okay. So if you choose to have this transparency on here to make this text really show, what you want to do is to go back now to the text and turn this into white. Okay, so let's do that. So I'm going to save this, go back to our text here, click on design, and then turn this into white. So just turn it from dark to light. Okay, and then what you want to do is to go back now into your row settings, background, And this is where now you can adjust accordingly. So let's say you want to make this a bit darker, so you can just play around with the slider until you're happy with how it looks here. Okay, so now that's looking much better. I'm going to save this. Now the next stage is to add enough padding both to the top and the bottom. So I'm going to click here on my section settings, click advanced, no, click on design, spacing, and then on the padding, let's add, I usually start with, let's say 3%. And then or even use this sliders, because these sliders can determine or can enable you to see what is happening here. Okay, so I'm just going to click this chain icon so I can add this both to the top and the bottom, and then I'm just going to click this dial up here, and as you can see, I'm increasing my padding. So now I get to see the whole video. Okay. So that seems to be working fine, okay? So now we have our video, we have our message, and our call to action, okay? And then here is where you can now add, your regular section, and you can also add, more things in there. So let's say you want to add a blurb, so you can just go ahead there, and let's just add an icon here. So the icon I'm going to go with here is, let's go with this one. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to design one of these blurbs, and then I'll just duplicate it across so that you can just see how easy it is to work with this. Okay, so let's go to the design here, image and icon. We're going to give this a color. So I'm going to go with this blue here. And we're also going to change the icon size. So to do that, you want to come over here to use icon font size and then reduce the size here accordingly. Okay, so let's bring it down to about 58 or even lower to about maybe even 50, because you don't want this way too big. Okay, next you want to come over here to your text. Make sure it's centered. Do the same for the description text as well. Make sure it's centered. And then now you can go in and change the font itself. So here it's set to default. You want to set it to Poppins, for example. So now it's all changed. And then here you can adjust the body size. So I'm bringing it down here to about, let's say, 13. Right, so now that we have this, you can always save and then duplicate this a few times. Now the shortcut I use for this is Control-C and then Control-V, like that. And then Command-V. If you're on a PC, it's Control-C and then Control-V to paste. On a Mac, it's Command-C to copy and Command-V to paste. And then all you do is to go into one of these now and then change the image and icon. So here, let's choose a different one. So let's go with this lock. Save that. Come back into this one here. We're going to do the same. Click on Design. Image and icon. In fact, it needs to be here on Content. Image and icon. And then this is where we get to change it. So for this one here, I'm going to go with... right, let's go with this one here. Okay, maybe it's a podcast for our website. Right, great. So now I can save my changes. So what I'm going to do now before I move on to the next step is to go back here and show you how it would look if I were to reverse this. Now, as a designer, you want to be able to choose which option works for you or which option works for the actual design. So you can also choose to have this maybe more on the left side, or you want to have it dead on in the center as we have it here, or maybe you want to have it on the right. But these are options that we're going to explore moving forward. Okay, so any questions so far on the video background here and what we are trying to design? Okay, I'm just going to take a quick look here at Dr. Steve Turner, good to see you. Awesome. Right. We also have Paul. Paul has a question here. Make the row full width. I'm not sure I follow what you're saying here, Paul. Make the row full width, zero padding, and margin. Okay, let's try that. So the video has gone blurry again. Okay, so let's try that. And let's see what results we get from that. So I'm going to go back. We're going to make this row full width. Click on design, sizing, full width, and okay. Okay, so that's step one. Let's go back here to Wayne, my video is not set to repeat, it's looping. So the video is a few seconds and it's looping. In fact, you know what? That's a very good question. Let's talk about this video backgrounds and good practices. So the first thing is, when you use video backgrounds, you want to make sure you don't choose a long video, because the idea here is you're using the video background as a design element. Okay, you just want it to look cool for your header section. So I would say 5 to 7 seconds is the best time. Okay, it shouldn't be more than 5 seconds. In fact, I would say max is 5 seconds. So it should play for 5 seconds and then loop back. So by default, the video that you're going to add as a video background is going to loop. Okay, so after the 5 seconds, it will go back and play again, go back and play again, back and play again. So that's how it works. So you shouldn't use a video which is way too long, because the idea is not to have the background as a video for people to watch, because it won't have audio, it won't have any of that. It's just used as a design element. Number two, the size of the video. If you can compress it, it's very important to compress that video and not make it like big, because if you make it big, again, this is going to make your website slower. So you want to make sure that you compress that video. Now, there's a software that I use called Handbrake. Okay, I will link that to in the videos below. So with Handbrake, you can actually go in, upload, add that video to the software, and then set some parameters to have that video lower quality. You can compress it. If the video is an MOV, which is in most cases a big file, you can also convert it to H.264. So this is a very good piece of software. It's free as well. So I will link to that. So make sure that your video size is small when you upload it. It shouldn't be big. Like in my case, mine is about 14 meg. Again, even that's quite big, because ideally I want to have it even lower than that. So just to for these demo purposes, I've just left it at 14 meg. But I would even further go and compress that. Okay, so it's very important that you do it that way. Okay. Okay, right, so let's go back to our tutorial here. I hope this makes sense, what I'm trying to explain here regarding the video backgrounds. Now, the third thing is video backgrounds do not work on mobile devices. So if you're viewing your video, your web page on a mobile device, it's not going to look, it's not going to show. So this is why you need a backup image, which you can add for the mobile devices. So it's very important that you know that these video backgrounds only work on desktops. Okay, so Brenda here has a very good question. Where do I look for videos? Right, so I'll just show you the website here. In fact, let me go to it first. So for my videos, what I do is I go to Video Hive. this is a very good resource. So you can see here there is stock footage. So you can choose, like for example, this is the video that I am using right now actually. Okay, it's $10, and the pricing here is also really good. So I really like the pricing they have here on Video Hive, because these videos can be, you know, very expensive. Okay, so here you can go to category. So it's, let's say if it's business or corporate, you can just click on that, and then it shows, you know, the videos that we have there. There is also another resource that you can go to, depending. Let's say you're designing your website for a client who has a big budget. The website you want to go to is called Pond 5. Okay, so again, this is but these ones now are really high quality videos. Okay, and they are quite expensive as well. So they all have different categories. So let's say you're working on something on weddings, you just go to the wedding category. They have a lot, and as you can see here, you can just hover over it, and then it will give you a preview of what the video is like. So let's say you're building a website. Let's say it's a wedding services type website. This will be a really cool video to have in the background, and the fact that they've slowed it down as well, they've taken away, you know, the stress of trying to slow down the footage. So this is done by default. And the price here, I'm not sure if this is showing in pounds because I'm in the UK, but yeah, it's like I said, it's quite expensive. But of course, if your client has a bigger budget, you can go with £33. That's fine, you know. So it's really cool. I mean, these are the quality is amazing. You can see here, just from these demos, you also have this makeup stuff going on here. And some of these are actually 4K, and you can actually see this in the bottom there, where you have the price. So these are really cool. So these are the two resources that I would recommend. I think the other one is called Shutterstock. Shutterstock also does videos. So that's also another resource that you could go and check. But Pond 5 is huge, it's massive. And Video Hive is also good. So you can always go in here and take a look at your stock footage. You know, if it's buildings, you know, you can just click on that specific, you know, video and see what it looks like. Okay, now if you want to use this as a preview, you can also come over here and click download preview, which is exactly what I've done. So I've just downloaded the preview. Okay, right, so moving on. Let's continue and let's work on our tutorial. In fact, before I do that, let me just check and see if we have any more questions regarding this. Okay. Right, so moving on here, let's finalize our design. So I'm just going to switch back over here to my screen. Okay. Right, so over here now, let's try and design this differently. So I'm going to go back into my row settings, and then I'm going to click here on background and get rid of the background. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead now and save that. So the other option here is to go into your module settings and change this text to dark. So I'm going to click here on design text, and then we would turn this from light to dark. So this could also work, and ideally I would like to perhaps maybe make this black. Okay, and then our color here for our button, for this it needs to be solid so you can actually see, you know, the button here. Okay, so let's go ahead and fix that. So I'm going to click here on this little icon, use custom styles for button, and then I'm going to go to button background color and give this a color. So you can actually make this black if you wanted. Border width, I'm gonna make that black, and then for our text, let's make it white. Okay, so now everything is nice and dark. Now, what you could also do is adjust the width of this call to action. So you can always come here to sizing and then reduce this width. Okay, like that. Okay, so that's 74%. So that's looking great. Now I can go ahead and save changes. Right, so the other thing that you could also do is to change the column structure here. So let's change it to maybe 1/3, 2/3. So you can see here by just changing my column structure, I've actually moved my call to action here all the way over here to the left. So this is something that you can also do if you want to change the design a little bit and focus on the video. Okay, so now that you have this, what you could actually do is to go in now and just add the background to that specific part. Okay, so for your backgrounds here, you have to now go to column 1 background like that and give it a color. So you can see here we've made this white. So this could actually work well with the theme that we have here on this site. Okay, so now that we have that, this is where now you can go in and start making adjustments. And not only that, you can also add some transparency here. You can see as I'm dragging this down, okay, now we can see a little bit of what's happening there in the background. So this is something that's that you can also do here to make this really, really cool. Okay, so let's save this. And what I'm going to do next is to go back into my module settings here and just make some adjustments, because right now it's time to reduce this text because it's a bit too big. Okay, so I'm just going to come over here and reduce this a little bit. Maybe do that, 23, and do our line height, and then also go into our description here, do the same, reduce the size a little bit to about 15. Okay, and now what you can do is you can also play around now with the width, because right now our width is 70%. That's why it's looking a bit funny here. So let's go back and fix that. So I'm going to come over here to sizing, and we're going to make this 100%. And then we are going to, I think that looks better now. Okay. So these are the ways that you can play around with your contrast and make your video much, much better. Okay. And if you want, you can also add a hover to this. So if we go back, in fact, let's save this. If we go back here to our row settings, background, and we are on background 1. Now, if we click this little arrow here and go to the hover, we can actually add a color here for our hover. So let's go with this yellow. So if we switch between these two, we can see that the color will show when we hover on it. Okay, so that's looking great. I'm going to come over here on advanced, click on transitions, and then the duration here, we want to make it faster, and then save. Okay, great. So now that we have this in place, I think our call to action is easier to see. Our video there is playing in the background. Over here, we have more information, but we're not focusing on the bottom yet. We want to focus on the top here. Okay, so we're going to save our page and then exit the Visual Builder. Okay, so this is how our page now looks. So if I mouse over this area, you can see here that it is changing color. So that's our hover action. Okay, and our message is also easier to read. So this is how you can design your video backgrounds and make them look really, really cool. Okay, so I'm just going to switch over here and see if we have any questions regarding this so far. Let's go to Facebook. Oh, Agante here has website I want to check out. It's called Cover. Oh, that's a very, very good resource. Okay, guys, let me just show you what I'm looking at here. Now, this is a website that was suggested by Agante. So this is really, really cool. So let's see. Let's search for cars, see what we have here. And these are royalty free as well, which is really cool. Wow. And the quality is actually good. And you can see here, these are free. It says download for free here. That's really awesome. Oh, thank you very much for sharing this. I didn't know about this resource. Fantastic. Nice. Awesome. Right. Thank you very much for sharing that resource with us. Appreciate it. Okay. Right. Let's see here. Monique, good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Toronto Hotspots, thank you for joining us again. Oh, we also have another one here from Paul. Video.pexels.com. Okay, let's check it out. Awesome. So these are free as well. Oh, that's some great resources. Oh, guys, thank you very much for suggesting those. That's really, really cool. Okay. So this is what you can do to spice up your design. Use these video backgrounds, but the most important thing is make sure that the contrast on your pages is right. Okay, this is where a lot of people get it wrong because they focus on the video and not on the message. So by applying a video background and playing around with the text, so sometimes you can have a dark video, like let's say for example you use a video like this one here, okay, of people walking. Okay, maybe this is a bad example. Let's go with this one here. People at the market. Okay, so this is a kind of video where it looks dark, right? So this is perfect to use white or yellow text on it because that will make it easier to read. But if you're using a video which is lighter, okay, let's see if we can find a good example here. A video which is bright. Okay, let's go with this one here. So let's say you wanted to, in fact, this could work with white as well. But you know what I mean. If there's a video which has a lot of white in the background or bright spots, you can't use white because the text will be difficult to read on that. So this is where now you can use the technique which I've shown you here, where you can add a background and add transparency to it without really disturbing what you have in the background. So as you can see here, this really works well. In fact, you may want to go in and reduce the transparency a little bit because we can still see what's happening in the background, but you can also add a bit of touch to it by adding this hover thing, you know, this hover effect. Great, so that is a tutorial for today. Let's take a look here and see if we have any questions regarding this tutorial. Right. Oh, we also have another resource here from Clue. Let me just show it. Right, Brenda here has a very, very good question. If a client were to shoot their own video, any special size or anything? Yes, the size you want to use is 1920 by 1080. So this is 1080p. The bigger size you have, the better, because you want the video to be of very, very good quality, because the end result after compressing it is going to be it's going to make this the video size small anyways. So 1920 by 1080 is a very, very good size. And also because most people on the desktops, they use like high quality monitors and big monitors. So 1920 is very good, because if you go lower than that, what happens is your video is going to pixelate, okay? And that will take away from the design. As you know from the previous video review, website reviews I was doing, one of the main things that I used to point out was that the quality of the videos is not good because it's pixelated. So this is very important that your videos as well do not pixelate. So make sure you use full HD, okay, for that. And then you can then customize that and reduce the size. Okay. Dr. Steve says, what app are you using to stream your video today? For streaming my videos, I use Wirecast Pro. That's the software I use to stream my video. I've noticed that there might be an update that's needed, so that could be the reason why maybe today the quality of this hasn't been really good. And I can see here again, I don't know why YouTube is defaulting to lower res. That could be my internet speed, I don't know, but this is something I need to look at. But Wirecast is a very good software that I use. I used to use OBS before, but a lot of you were complaining that every time I switched the windows, it was reducing the volume on my demo window. And that could be very annoying, because even when recording, you can't keep increasing the volume and reducing it while you're listening. So I tried to make this really, really work. Right, let's take a look here. Monique here has a very good question. What about accessibility with the video background? Yes, if you have the ability to go in and add the tag in there for the video background, it's always a good idea to go in and add these accessibility options. I mean, to be honest, I'm guilty of not doing this all the time, but it is very good because it's important for everyone to be able to access our websites and know what content is on which part of our website. So I would go in and add that. So that'll be great. Okay. Great. Okay. Let's take a look here and let's see if we have more questions. Okay, no questions so far. Right, so what I would like to do also, and this is something that I forgot to mention on in our last live stream, in the membership. In fact, before we go and start talking about the membership, are there any questions that that you have that you'd like to cover before we move on to the next segment of our show? I'm just going to come over here and... Oh, Claudio says, Wirecast has 30% Black Friday discount. Yes. Wirecast, I mean, it's really, really awesome. It's very easy to use. In fact, I was actually invited onto their interview, onto their live show as an interview. So I will share that interview with you guys in the comments box as well. So yes, I will show you. In fact, I'll send you that link so you can see that interview. So, the guys at Wirecast are really, really awesome, and they keep adding, all these great updates. And right now, I'm actually not even using, like the majority of its potential. So it's really, really cool. Right. Right, Wayne says, any way to bypass Divi's contact page success message and create one's own success page and redirect. Now, if you want to do that, Wayne, there's no way of doing it that way directly as you're asking. But if you want to use something a bit more powerful and easier to customize to your liking, I would go with something like Gravity Forms. There's also another one. The name is just gone now. But Gravity Forms, you can actually go in and create your own redirects and your own custom links in there. But Gravity Forms is really powerful. You can do a lot more with it. So that is if you want to really move away. But the short answer to your question is you can't actually go into the contact form and bypass what Divi is doing. I'm sure you'd have to go into the code itself, and I don't think we can do that. Oh, actually, hold on. I think what you're asking here is actually possible. Okay, why don't we go in and take a look? Right, that's the beauty of this live show, because we can always go in and try out some of these things. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to switch over here to my screen here, enable the builder, and let's add a contact form. Okay, so I'm going to select it here. Right, so here on the success message, we can add a URL. In fact, let me go back to the question here. I want to make sure that I didn't get it wrong. Right. Okay, so it shows the message before it redirects. Okay, so let's take a look at that. So let's say our redirect here is, let's enable our redirect URL. And our redirect URL is going to be, let's say, Mak University, like that. So, okay, so let's see. So here on the success text, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it blank, and let's see what happens then. Okay, so I'm going to save this. We're going to save the page. Exit the Visual Builder. Now let's see what happens if we let's submit, and let's see if that success message comes on. Right. I don't know if you saw that, Wayne. It is possible. The success message was not shown. It just went, oh my days, you know what? I'm doing all this without actually showing my screen. That's messed up. Okay, let me go back. Okay, so I have my form here. In fact, let me enable my Visual Builder. Okay, so I have my form here. I'm just going to go into the settings. So what you need to do is over here on the success message, don't add anything in there, okay? And then when it comes to the redirect, this is where you want to add your redirect email, okay? I mean your redirect URL. So if you save this now and save the page, let's exit the Visual Builder. And then now let's test the form. So let's give this a name. Let's give this an email. And I'll just call this test message. Right, that's 20. So pay attention here when I hit on submit, okay? You'll notice that there won't be a success message, and this will redirect directly to the page that I set. So I'm going to hit submit. There we go. Okay. So let me just check something here quickly as well, because that may have happened too fast without me seeing if there was a success message. Did anyone see a success message on there when I hit submit? Please let me know in the comments box, because I didn't see the success message. Okay, so please let me know in the comments box if you saw the success message. Maybe this might have happened too fast for me. Okay, Wednesday is great. So I hope that has worked, okay? But if you want to use Kirk says, I did not see the success message. Right, so that seems to be the fix. So in the box where you're supposed to add the success message, don't add anything in there. So if you don't add anything, it shouldn't show. But if it does, just put something like maybe a comma or a dot in there, so that should bypass whatever text it is that's showing there. The other alternative, which is obviously a bit too extreme, but it's something that you can go with, is to have your own contact forms. And I can see here we have some suggestions. We have Monique suggesting WP forms. I've actually heard a lot of good things about this one here. Super forms. Rito says super forms. I haven't tried super forms, but again, this is something that you can take a look at. I've used gravity forms, but of course things may have moved ahead, So that's something that we may want to, check out. Okay, so if there's any more questions, please let me know so we can continue with this Q&A before we talk about the next topic, which is going to be about the membership and what's coming ahead. Right, Ton saying hello, man. Good to see you, Ton. Right. Right. Now let's talk about the membership. So the membership now is pretty much almost there in the sense that I had to go in and do some customizations and create the back end of the payment process, and making sure that all the VIP members are all added and the whole process is working okay. I know some of you have joined today while we were on the show. Was the whole process okay? Was there any hiccups or anything that didn't work well? If there is, please email me, let me know so I can take a look at that, because we only have a few days now and before the Black Friday. So I'm really excited about the Black Friday. We're only a few days away, so we want to make sure everything is working fine. Now, there is also a question that came through here from, I think it's Shanu, who said that the courses were not in there. Yes, I haven't added the Blueprint course, the WordPress course, the Photoshop course on there. This is something that I'm working on, but all these courses are going to be there ASAP, and I really want to make sure that once this is up there and this payment process is working, then all these courses are on there. But it's a matter of just adding all those courses onto Mak University. They're all already done, and they all should be in the dashboard. You all should have access to that. Now, moving forward with Mak University, there's going to be a lot of exciting tutorials ahead. And as I mentioned before, to those of you that were not on the live stream, what we're going to do is we are waiting for this major update from WordPress. It's going to be the Gutenberg editor. It's the update they have done, I think, in 10 years. So this is a big deal. It was supposed to have come out on the 15th of November, but they've pushed the date to the 27th. So right now it may seem like I'm not on the ball here with creating the courses. It's because we want our courses to start from a good foundation of the new Gutenberg editor, because the interface is going to change. If I start creating these courses now with the current editor or with the current way WordPress works, it's going to be way different. And these videos or these courses are going to be redundant, because with the new update coming out on the 27th, things are going to look different. So we don't want to waste a lot of time on support saying, look, Mac, I don't see what you're seeing. I don't see where you're clicking, because the interfaces will be totally different. So this is why I'm holding back on starting these courses. It's because we want WordPress to come out. As soon as WordPress comes out, we're going to start off with getting started with WordPress. And I think I'll make this course actually free. This is your entry level to web design using WordPress. But all the paid courses now, which for all you members, they're all going to have access to that. These courses are all going to be how to use, how to create websites using Divi. This will be now the Divi Blueprint course 2019, which will have all these features that were released throughout the year. So that's going to be revamped. I'm going to cover quite a lot in that. The big signature course that's going to be coming out is going to be the web design formula. So the web design formula is going to be a powerful course. This course will be ideal for anyone, whether you're a freelance designer, small business owner, hobbyist. So if you want to create professional looking websites, this course is going to be for you. And for those of you who are wondering if the blueprint course is going to be, if this course is going to be the step up the blueprint course, yes, that's absolutely right. So after you've mastered Divi, this web design formula here is going to be a step up, because whatever I'm going to cover in there is going to be powerful. We're going to be talking about graphic design, design itself, color, layouts, images, how to crop them, all of that good stuff. Traffic, how to get traffic to your website. SEO, how to optimize your website. Adding your website to Google to make sure that it's being indexed correctly. How to blog, how to create great blogs, blog layouts. All that stuff is going to be covered into in this course, and it's going to be an extensive course. So for those of you that are that are members, you will have access to all these courses absolutely free. For those of you on the lifetime membership, and the lifetime membership, you can get that by obviously, as I mentioned in the previous live streams. If you buy the Divi Blueprint course today, you have the lifetime membership, and also I have an introductory price of $5 per month. You can also go with that option. Now, after Cyber Monday, that option is gone, and this will never be seen again. Even next Black Friday or next Cyber, it won't be there. Okay, this is a one-off $5 per month. The price won't go up. It will just stay on that. Now, after the offer, the price is going to go up to $17. I'm going to be putting a lot of work into this, guys. It's going to be exciting creating all this, knowing that I have members waiting for me, waiting to see my content. And not only that, you guys as members we will be able to suggest mini courses. Now, this is powerful because creating these large courses take time, okay? But if there are specific topics that you guys want to learn, like mini courses where we can just go in and create maybe 5 videos on maybe how to use a specific thing, I'll be creating those mini courses just to keep the membership, going. So it's really, really powerful, guys. This is going to be my major project to date. And for those of you who were not here on how this idea was actually started, this was 2 live streams ago, where you guys were suggesting how the idea of having a membership website is really good. So all you guys on this live stream, and those of you who are getting the membership right now as we speak, you are the initial guys, and I really, really appreciate your support. And also, moving forward, you are the guys that have made Mak University, get off the ground. So I really, really appreciate this, and I'll be doing whatever it takes to make this membership work. Any suggestions that you guys give me, I'll be applying those, and I'll be doing my best to produce quality content, going on. Okay, so I think I've covered quite a lot here. I know for the lifetime members right now, what I've done is I've created a discount code only for the $5 discount, which is going to end in 4 days time. Now, for the lifetime members, I will be inviting you via email. For those of you that bought Divi, I'll be sending you an email with a special discount code, which you just need to enter in that, and that will give you access to the membership. Now, guys, I need to emphasize this again. Right now, if you go into the dashboard, all the videos are not there yet. Okay, I'm hoping to get these up there. Tomorrow I'm going to spend the whole day just adding the current content that we have, so that at least it's populated. Okay, the Divi Blueprint course is going to be there, the Photoshop course is going to be there, and also the WordPress Mastery course. So all this will be in your dashboard, so you will have access to that. Okay, so just bear with me, just give me a few more days, and all that content is going to be in there. So I'll also be sending an email out for the lifetime members. So please bear with me. I'll send you a special code. You enter that, and then that gives you access to your dashboard. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick look here one more time and see if we have any more questions. Let's have a look here. Brenda. Okay, that's a very good question, Brenda. You said when you signed up, it said $5, but when you went into the registration information, it says 17. No, it won't revert. I'll make sure that it stays on $5 per month going forward. So don't worry about it reverting to 17. If it says 5 now, I need to go back and make sure I fix that. So don't worry about this price going up on you. This is going to be a $5 ongoing for the membership. So I will go in and take a look at that. In fact, right after this show, I'll go in and make sure that it doesn't take any extra money from you guys. Okay. So sorry about that if that's what you're seeing. Carmen says joined. Awesome. Thank you very much, Carmen. Brenda, thank you very much. Really, really awesome. Claudio says, I'm already on lifetime. Yes, the courses are going to be added, as I mentioned, very, very soon. Today, tomorrow, you will start seeing that membership populated with some courses. Brenda here says, I'm so excited for the new formula course. Yes, the web design formula. That's going to be really, really cool. In fact, I will say, guys, this course is going to be $497. I'm not just saying this. It's going to be $497. So being a member will give you access to that course and all the other courses that are going to come on the membership. So it is a very, very, very good deal. Let's see. Agante says, just joined. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. I'm not sure how to pronounce this name. Is it Giselle? Giselle, I think. I will be sending you a link. I mean, an email with your discount code, which will give you full access to the membership. So thank you very much. Monique, I'll be sending you an email with the special discount for the lifetime membership. Okay, so I think Chanel says, will you provide support to members daily or weekly? How it's going to work is, The support, if you have any questions, yes, I can respond these as they come in. We're also going to have an option there to have like a chat thing, a support chat. So if you have any emergency things that need to be sorted, that needs to be fixed, just let me know, and I will be able to respond to those. But the support, if it's just general stuff, tips, ideas, we're going to have a special show where we are going to be addressing, all these questions in a live Q&A. So the support, yes, I will be responding to emails if you have any questions or specific issues, and then we're going to have a Q&A that we're going to have in the week. So depending on how things look, I'm sure, when we start off, it's going to be maybe a bit slow, but as the membership grows, we may even have maybe 2 or 3 sessions of Q&As as the platform is getting much, much bigger. So I have great ideas for this. It doesn't mean that the current state cannot be changed. Yes, we are going to be changing this, even if it means having more live sessions in the week, depending on what you guys like. I will be making those adjustments, but of course it has to be things that are also reasonable. Okay, so I will be doing that. So for all you guys that have purchased this one-time deal of $5 per month, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And for all you guys that have purchased Divi and are on the lifetime, I'll be sending you all your invite codes either today or tomorrow. I just want to make sure that the whole process is good, especially the pricing. I want to make sure that this is right from the get-go. So it's important that we fix these little issues before we launch on Friday. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate your support and help. And what I will be doing as well in the dashboard is I'm going to add a section which is going to which you can also add some suggestions of what sort of things that I should cover on our next live session. So if there's something specific that you want me to show you, I will be adding this section in the membership on your dashboard, where you can send your ideas of what I can do a tutorial on our live sessions. All right, so thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you have a great week. Looking forward to Friday, and so do tune in on Saturday, because I'll also be doing a live on Saturday, promoting, of course, this live stream. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on Saturday. Take care.